Hey, you. Welcome back to the Ascension Universe. As you guys know, for the past few weeks, I have been involved in NaNo Wrimo. What that means is I took the challenge to write 50,000 words in a single month. Today is November 24th. 24th? Yes, November 24th. All my days are starting to run together, sorry. Today is November 24th, and as of yesterday, I have completed my book that I am going to, I guess I'll reveal the title for today. Everything Just Got Real. So as you guys know, this is my very first novel that I will be releasing. And I'm in a bit of a hindrance because the novel that I wrote for NaNo is the prequel to the novel that I've said that I took 5 months to finish. However, I don't know how to actually release these things, and I'm a bit confused as to how I'm supposed to continue, in what order I should continue writing these, but that's a topic for another video. Okay, so you are finishing NaNo Wrimo. You've done it. You got your cool NaNo Wrimo Winter 2020 shirt. I made sure I had one of these because I wanted to donate to the cause. You got your shirt and you got this wonderful piece of tapestry. Writing this novel seemed a bit more real than writing the first one. And I don't know if that's because I went into it with the mindset of an entrepreneur when I wrote this book, or I went into it with the actual thought of being a writer and an author. I believe it a lot more nowadays than I did when I first started writing. I realized that the more and more time passes, the more excited I actually get about writing these stories. And that is how you were supposed to feel about your work, because if you feel like that about your own work, then no one else can tell you that your work sucks. You finished NaNo, and now you're trying to figure out what to do. So what I'm going to divulge in this video is a step-by-step of things that you should take care of when you finish your book in NaNo Wrimo. Obviously, you know that being that these are my first novels, this is not something that I've done off of experience. This is actually stuff that I researched and watched some of my favorite AuthorTube channels explain how to do, or what to do in that sense. You wrote your 50,000 words, you got your certificate, you got your shirt. NaNo Wrimo gave you a whole bunch of goodies, For one thing, they gave you Scrivener for 50% off. Get it. What Scrivener is going to allow you to do is actually put together your book and see it in a way that Microsoft Word or Google Docs cannot allow you to see it. You'll be able to fix up your story structures and things and see your outline and on a corkboard view and all of these other things, these cool things like that. And then when you're done with everything, you can compile it all into your book format and export it as a PDF. I've used Microsoft Word, Google Docs, and even Open Office to type up my books, and nothing, absolutely nothing compares to Scrivener. And I haven't looked at many of the many perks and things that they give you for actually completing NaNo Wrimo. The stuff looks interesting. I know they have the KDP discount code or something like that in the I don't know, I didn't really look at it. Second thing you should do is come up with a number. And what I mean come up with a number, I don't mean come up with a number of words to write, because you've already done that. That's the hard part. That's already done. Now I need you to do the second hardest part. Come up with a number, a deadline, a number, because you have to know the number to make the number. Come up with a deadline, and what this will do is psychologically put you in a position to actually work hard towards your goal, because this number, this deadline, is a goal. Come up with the deadline for when you're going to finish editing. Come up with the deadline for when you're going to get your cover, and come up with a deadline of when you're going to actually publish it, and deadlines for marketing schedules and such, and so on and so on and so on. I just gave away the rest of this video. If you come up with a deadline, then you would have no problem beating your own clock when it comes to actually finishing your book. What am I? Number 3? Number 3, get all of your edits done. In order to get people to read your book, You actually have to do the editing first. I know that sounds kind of weird. It is what it is. There are certain things that need to happen, chronological order, and it doesn't make sense to do other things before the other. I just really don't understand why you would get anybody to read your book before you get it edited. It just doesn't really make sense to me, because people do pay attention to things like that. So edit your book first. So number 4, I think it's number 4. I keep losing count. I don't have a script here. Send your book to beta readers. Now, if you're anything like me and you're in the position that I'm in, you don't have a lot of money. A developmental edit for the novel that I wrote for the beginning of the year, Book Baby, said that it's going to be between $1,900 to $2,300, and I just don't have $1,900 to $2,300 just sitting under my fucking mattress. With that being said, your beta readers are going to be where it's at. So in a sense, you're going to send your book out to all of your friends, your family, your anybody that you network with, anybody who reads for a living. Don't just send it to anybody who just, I mean, if your friend who plays video games hasn't picked up a book since he graduated high school, I wouldn't necessarily give it to him. Give it to people who enjoy a good story structure, and analytical minded people who are going to actually tell you what is wrong with your book. In a sense, you're going to get people to poke holes in your story until it looks like Swiss cheese. That way, these beta readers can tell you exactly what's wrong with your story, and you can go revise it, and then you can do it all over again. Until you are perfectly happy with that story, or until somebody pretty much tells you that you got the last mistake out, then you can go ahead and move on to the next step. Next step, after you've gone over your book so many times that you can't stand it, after you've gone over the book this many times, you can go ahead and format it for paperback or ebook. Once you format your book for paperback and ebook, it is now ready for publishing, almost. Because if you haven't made a cover yet, it doesn't matter how much you format it. You can't just publish a book with no cover. That's not how that works. So once you format your book, now you can find yourself some ARC reviews. I'm not going to dive deep into querying for ARC reviews, but just know that it's a necessary step. You definitely want some reviews on your book on any platform on the day that it releases. You can also ask your beta readers to review your books as well, as they would actually be privy to the story at this point. So everything after that is pretty much marketing and advertising for the most part. I would say be more social. Publicity sells more than advertising. And once I actually start doing those things, I will definitely make videos on it to show you guys that it can be done and how to do it. If you like the tips in this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also hit the bell in the corner down here to get notified on my next video, because I will be making videos like this every single week. All right, with that being said, hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you on the next one.